All right, team. We're going to start with a hand on your belly, hand on your chest. And we're going to take a slow breath in, filling up your belly first and then your chest. So breathing in, belly, and then your chest. And then breathing out through your belly first, then your chest. Breathing in through your belly, then your chest, and out through your belly, out through your chest. And again, belly in, then chest, out through your belly, out through your chest. Last one, in through your belly, in through your chest, and out through your belly, out through your chest. All right, maintain your breathing pattern as best you can. And we're actually going to just start stepping 1 foot out at a time. So pointing your toes. So keep maintaining that steady breathing, remembering to breathe out through pursed lips. All right, so as we start to get warmed up, just a reminder, you should have a clear space around you to exercise in, nothing to step on or trip over. You should be in bare feet or have nice sturdy shoes on, nothing slippery. Remember, a couple ways, have that quick check-in with yourself. How's my energy? How is my breathing today? And based on those two things, you might need to adjust today. So remember our 3 key things that can increase the amount of oxygen our body needs, meaning it's on days where you're struggling to breathe, it's harder to do, are the speed that we move, the range of motion. So the further you stretch, the more energy it takes, so the more oxygen you need, and then the more body parts that are moving at a time. So now if we start getting one arm reaching out with our leg, let's do opposite arm and leg. That's going to take more oxygen than just your arms or just your legs moving. So if your legs are getting fatigued, if your breathing is struggling, maybe you need to just move your arms. Keep up that steady breathing pattern. Remember, this class is for you. You have to take accountability for what you can do today. All right, now we're stepping that foot out to the side. Okay, if you're feeling good, let's take the hands, open the hands up. So think about tightening through that belly, helping you keep stable as you move. Maintain that breathing pattern, gang. Breathing out through pursed lips. And again, if you need to, if you're struggling, moving just your legs or just your arms, you can switch back and forth. Make sure you're finding what is challenging yet doable for you. All right, we're lifting up one arm and the opposite knee. Alternating, so reach up, down, and switch. Remember, if you've got a sore shoulder, don't have to lift all the way up. Move in the range that feels good for you. And the higher up you reach, the more oxygen it takes. All right, well, this is looking fun. I think it's time to add in a bit of a challenge. Oh, we're gonna reach up 1, then that same side 2, and then you're gonna switch 1, 2, and then switch. 1, 2, switch. 1, 2, switch. 1, 2, switch. 1, 2, switch. There we go, gang. Keep up that breathing pattern. There we go. 1, 2, switch. 1, 2, switch. You guys are doing really well. All right, now keep your feet marching one after the other. All right, and we're gonna go right arm, left arm, both. Right arm, left arm, both. So again, you gotta think, you gotta keep those limbs separate. So just the legs are going at a steady pace. And now the arms have to move separately, right, left, both, right, left, both. Keep your breathing going. Remember, breathing out through pursed lips. Right, left, both, right, left, both. If you find your neck or shoulders get a bit tight or sore with the lifting up overhead, make sure you're just pressing out in front. So we've got that option for you. And rest. See, when it's a little bit, when you're not on mute and it's a bit quieter, you're focusing, I can hear you start to breathe more heavily. Excellent feedback, everybody. All right, now the next one you can do seated or standing, we're gonna make a circle with our leg. So we introduced this as a newer movement on Tuesday. Circle that leg.
Now it's an old movement.
Is it an old movement?
It was new on Tuesday, so now it's old.
There we go. So either standing or seated, gang. Now we're going to do just a couple more, but when I say switch directions, if your leg is tired, switch legs, and then you can switch legs back and forth, changing directions rather than two directions on one leg. So change directions. Your leg is tired, just switch legs. Maintain your breathing pattern. Breathing out through pursed lips. Wonder whose hips were sore yesterday and change legs. Excellent job, gang. Remember that wider, bigger circle is a bigger range of motion, meaning it takes more energy, more oxygen to do. So adjust as needed. Smaller circle is less energy, less oxygen needed. And change directions. Don't worry, I'm going to work your arms right after this. Give those hips a rest. It's because I care. Now maintain your breathing pattern. Out through pursed lips. And rest those legs. All right, we're going to go 1, 2, 1, 2. So the two arms did something different. Out in front, back, to the side, back, then you switch front, back, up, back. So out, side, out, up is the pattern. Out, side, out, up, out, side, out, up. There we go. Don't worry, after a couple, we are going to switch. Out, side, out, up. I know you're very excited to keep doing this movement. We're feeling super proficient and easy.
I feel like Mike Tyson.
Good, that's a good feeling. And switch. So now that other arm is going out, side, out, up, out, side, out, up. You thought the first side was fun. This is even more so.
Oh, yeah.
Out, side, out, up, out, side, out, up, out, side, out, up. There we go. Out, side, out, up, out, side, out, up. Maintain your breathing pattern. Those arms are probably getting quite tired.
Yes.
That's super, super fun. And rest, shake out those arms. There we go, gang.
My concern about somebody feeling like Mike Tyson is they might want to bite your ear off.
Good thing we're on Zoom. Keep it
Past
going.
lunch.
And we're marching. March away, guys. Now remember, if you need a rest from what we just did, go into your slow recovery breathing. This is a great option for you. Bring your breathing back under control, bring your heart rate down. And if you need to go into that recovery position, it is hands on your thighs, slightly bent over. Otherwise, we're marching. All right, our goal is to go march for a minute. But don't worry, we're already 40 seconds in. The joys of you marching when I talk. It goes by fast. So maintain that breathing pattern. Remember, you can be seated or standing, whatever feels best for you today. Now, last couple seconds of marching, and then we're going to grab our weight. So 3, 2, and 1. We're going to stop marching. Grab your weight. Now, we've got it in both hands. You're going to keep those elbows tucked in, and we're going to press it up, 2, 3, down, 2, 3, up, 2, 3, down, 2, 3. So if you've got a sore neck or shoulders today, and it's not tightening up with this movement, I want you just to lower the weight down to your lap and then back up to your chest. Otherwise, you're pressing up and down. Keep those elbows tucked in. I'm seeing some winging out. Pull those elbows in. That's part of the challenge here. And you'll find you won't necessarily be able to fully extend your arms if you keep those elbows tucked in, but it does feel tighter around your shoulder blades. That's good. That means we're trying to get your external rotator muscles, and you might have heard about your rotator cuff in your shoulders. We're trying to get those muscles to stabilize and lift rather than your neck muscles. And rest. I did not give you a number. I will have to next time. Now, put that weight to the side. Again, anytime you need a rest. So needing a rest can feel like if you feel shaky or a bit lightheaded. If you feel like you can only take half a breath, you need to pause and do your recovery breathing until you get that back under control. Okay? Now, seated or standing, we're now going to tap a foot across and back, across and back, across and back. And if you're standing, it looks like this. Step back, step back. Making sure your core is tight and you're nice and stable. So if you're standing, make sure you have some balance support really close by, because remember when we talked in that one of the education sessions about balance, is the narrower our base of support, the less balanced we are. So the closer together your feet are, the less balanced it is. We are taking our foot across our body into a narrow base of support. So this can put you off balance. Tighten that core, be prepared. And if you're seated, tap it across. We'll get those leg muscles working hard today, guys. Remember, moving your arms is going to require more energy, more oxygen. I think I need to hire one of you as the official timekeeper.
Period, make it short.
So it's got to be the right person.
I vote for Terry.
Yeah, we've had enough now.
Or someone standing behind my computer screen with little signs.
Yeah.
And rest. Grab that weight again. Now, if you are going to do this strength exercise seated, then you're just going to lean forward, making sure your chest is up. We're not rounded. That limits your breath. And you're going to pull the weight up and down. If that weight is too heavy for one hand, just put the legs a bit wider so the weight goes between and you can pull up this way. And if you are going to stand, you can put your hand either on the back of your chair so it's up higher, or the seat of the chair. Again, if you're rounded, it's going to be difficult to breathe. Make sure that chest is up and we're going to pull that weight up. So it's a 1, 2, 3, down, 2, 3, up, 2, 3, down, 2, 3, up, 2, 3, down, 2, 3. Again, I'll show seated, up, 2, 3, down, 2, 3, up, 2, 3, down, 2, 3. Make sure you're maintaining that breathing pattern. That chest is up. And if you feel short of breath, have a quick check-in with yourself. Okay, am I maintaining my breathing pattern? And is my chest up and not rounded? You should feel this between your shoulder blades. That shoulder blade should be pulling that arm up. And I believe that's 10. Switch arms. Up, 2, 3, down, 2, 3, 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 up, 2, 3, down, 2, 3. Great job, gang. Get into that breathing pattern. It is helpful to breathe out as you pull up. And you want to keep that core of yours, so that belly tightened up. Imagine it like someone's going to slap you in the belly. And that was 10. Great job, gang. Put that weight to the side. And we're going to repeat. So we've kind of gone back and forth between cardio and strength. So a way of improving our endurance, making our muscles work a little bit harder, and then making our heart and lungs work a little bit harder. So much fun. So now you're either marching or you can put your feet a little bit out in front of you and pull that foot back. Some of you have issues with bending your knee. Either it creates a little bit of swelling if you've been told you have a Baker's cyst, or you get pain at the back of your knee. You don't want too much bending, especially if it's flared up. So either just step back halfway or just focus on your march. Let's go. You're either marching or you're pulling one foot back at a time. And again, my feet are just slightly extended in front of me, and I'm pulling one back at a time.
So the Baker's cyst, avoid exercise on it.
Well, yeah, so a Baker's cyst, that pocket behind your knee fills up with fluid. That's what a Baker's cyst is. So when you get into that repetitive bending of your knee, it can irritate it.
Yeah.
So that's where you just want to be cautious with how much you repetitively bend. If you're only going halfway, it's usually good. But if you're pulling that foot way back to where it feels tight, that's where you could irritate it a little bit.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. So it's still important to train those backs of the legs, those hamstrings. We just want to be cautious how much volume we do on it. Maintain that breathing pattern, everybody. And remember, this is your class. It's not a competition with anybody else. If you need to stop and recover and catch your breath, that's great. You do that. And then come back in when you're ready. And rest. Grab that weight. Holding it with both hands. Now we're keeping those elbows tucked in and we're slowly lifting up just to where you and your body can and back down. Remember, it's helpful to breathe out through pursed lips as you lift up. And remember, if you've got a sore neck or shoulders that feels like it's tightening up with this movement, all I want you to do is to lower that weight down to your lap and back up to your chest. This is a great alternative movement. Now keep up your breathing pattern. Great job, gang. It's that up, 2, 3, elbows tucked in, down, 2, 3. The goal was 10, and I think we passed that about 5 ago. And rest. Excellent job, team. Does that feel okay for everybody?
Yeah. Great.
Okay, perfect. So again, the weight goes to the side, and that next movement is tapping that foot across your body. We do want to tighten up your core to help you stay stable. Remember, it's like someone's going to slap you in the belly. You got to tense up. And if you're going to do this movement standing, it's that step across, remembering that this is going to be more challenging on your balance. So have balance support close by and really tighten up that core. Excellent job, gang. Maintain that breathing pattern. And rest. Super fun. Grab that weight again. And if you need that break, if you need to go into your recovery breathing, now's a great time to do that. If you're seated, leaning forward, chest is up, and pull and down. Up, 2, 3, down, 2, 3. Pull from that shoulder blade. Up, 2, 3, down, 2, 3, up, 2, 3, down, 2, 3. Good, pulling that elbow up behind you. And switch.
Come in.
Keep that chest up and
You
pull the
were
weight
out
up.
and about early this morning. I had to go to the,
Up, 2, 3, down, 2, 3, up, 2, 3, down, 2, 3. Make sure we're going at that slower pace, guys. Be in control of the movement. Being in control of the movement takes more strength to get it done. And you get to pay attention to your breathing. There we go. Up, 2, 3, down, 2, 3, up, 2, 3, down, 2, 3, and rest there. Excellent job, gang. All right, once again, if you need to take your rest, now's a great time to do it. If you're feeling great or good, great for you, then we are going to repeat that one last time. I know we don't often do 3 full sets. So great. Feet extended and pull that foot back behind you. Or we are marching. So we're challenging that endurance a little bit today, guys. And oftentimes the benefit of doing so much repetition is that now we're working under fatigue. And that fatigue, so if you were here yesterday, and I keep referencing energy and oxygen, we need oxygen to make energy. So as we get fatigued, it's harder for your body to make energy. So it challenges those systems. And that's where we develop strength. That's where we get more efficient at using oxygen. So working to a bit of that fatigue is important because it signals to your body that, hey, I need some improvement in this area, please. And then your body can start working on it. Excellent job. Remember to breathe out through pursed lips. And resting there. All right. Taking that weight. Now we're going to add a little bit of something to this one, guys, because it's the last set. And now that we're operating a bit of fatigue, we're going to add a challenge. Oh boy, oh boy. So now, can we reach forward just a little ways? And again, we keep up nice and tall, keeping that back flat, not rounding. Reach forward, up, up, down, down. So tighten your glutes to pull yourself up, lift that weight, and push, elbows in tight, and down. Squeezing your glutes to pull yourself up, lift the weight, and up, down, and down. Good, maintain that breathing pattern. Guys are doing excellent. There we go. 2 more if you can. Keep up that breathing. And 1 more. There we go. And put that weight to the side. And now we're stepping across. Again, if you need that bit of a rest, take the rest.
Anchor. But you not just.
All right, tap across.
On the carpet.
And if you're standing, it's just stepping across. Keeping that core tight. I'm going to get all of you dancing yet. Just wait and see.
That's good.
What kind of dancing?
The kind you've only dreamed about, Barry.
Oh, we have
So probably something ballroom. That stuff's
Oh.
difficult.
Well, I crossed the dance floor to get a drink, and I won first prize.
There you go.
Was it the wobble?
And rest those legs, guys. Last one. Pick up that weight. Remembering it's standing or seated for this one. Lean forward and pull it up. Now, again, we're going to add that extra challenge, and I'll show it standing so you can see the arm movement. It's pull the arm up and then press the weight back a little ways, in and down. So it's an up, press back, in and down. Being careful to not get here. That makes your shoulder do all the movement, and it normally doesn't like that. So up, press it back. You should feel that muscle, that tricep, that underside of the arm. You should feel that tighten up, back, in, down, up, back, in, down. Up, back, in, down, up, back, in, down. There we go, guys. And switch arms. And up, back, in, down, up, back, in, down.
Sure, a difference on either side.
Yeah, one side is normally stronger than the other for
Yeah,
sure.
one's easy, the other's tough.
And that's why it's so important to keep working both sides. You'll normally notice, gang, that it's your writing hand that is stronger.
Yeah.
So lift that weight up, press it back, in and down, making sure you're maintaining your breathing pattern.
When you're sitting doing this, should your head be upright?
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. And rest there, guys. Yes, that's a great question, Barry. So if you guys tend to practice this movement on your own, you're leaning forward and it's up, back. And I'm not lifting my arm up behind me, right? Just up, straighten the arm, but I'm keeping my head and chest up.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect, perfect. All right, put your weight to the side. You are either going to keep your hands on your hips, and then you're either going to just reach, leaning one side to the other, or fingertips behind the ears, and you're reaching your knee up. Like you're trying to touch
Right.
knee to elbow.
I think I'll just lean over.
It is helpful to breathe out, and you can get just here, guys. It's helpful to breathe out as you move to the side. And remember, if you don't move much, that's okay. That smaller range of motion is still building strength. That's awesome.
I was telling my mother the other day that exercise is not as ladylike as we were raised to be.
Nope. Not at all. That's what must make it so much fun, Karen.
Oh,
It's your chance to let loose, gang.
oh yeah.
And rest. That's super fun. Now we're going to go right from that to picking up the weight. And if you're seated, I would encourage you to drop one leg back, just like in our stretch. And if that's not doable, then just lift one leg up. And you're just going to move the weight across the leg and back. If that leg is back behind you, it's across and back. If you're standing, you're in that split stance. And that weight is moving across the knee and back. Now remember, there's no movement through the lower back. It's just the weight traveling. Your leg doesn't move, your hips don't move, just the weight moves. That leg is up, just the weight moves. Be controlled, tighten that core. Maintain your breathing. Have fun, smile.
So many instructions.
So many things.
Never ends.
And switch sides.
Okay.
Now, if anyone's experiencing tiredness in their back, this is one you want to practice. And if your back gets sore, then you actually want to just keep both feet on the ground and practice being able to move the weight to the side slowly, maintaining tension in your core, right? Like someone slapping you in the belly and not letting that back move at all. That's the goal, right? Is as that weight moves to the side, nothing else moves. That is the function of core stability. Being stable through your spine, no matter what forces are acting on it. Okay. And I believe that was 15 on this leg.
No, that was 25.
25, you were going too fast. You gotta slow it down. All right. Now from there, we've done 2 exercises now to strengthen our core, especially from a rotational standpoint. Now, holding that weight if you'd like, tighten up, stand up, super, super slow. Try to pretend you have a water glass on your head and you don't want to let it drop. Now, again, if you stay seated, then the goal is to push your feet into the ground as if you're going to get out of your chair, hold, and then relax. But everybody needs to stiffen up their core. Super, super important. Balance that water glass on your head. Don't let it move. Breathing out, as you stand up is helpful. And the goal here is 10 to 15. Super slow. And if you only get through 5, that's great. Keep track of that. Watch it improve over the next couple of weeks. Go slow, gang. Again, pretend you've got that water glass on your head. And
An imaginary towel so that I can wipe myself off with the water that's spilled.
don't spill the water. Keep it up there.
Well, I've got that imaginary towel now.
Oh, good. All right, team, if you have finished, and if you have not finished and want to continue, please do so. So we did exercise 1, 2, and that was 3. And now we're going to go to exercise number 2, exercise number 1 again. A little bit of a pyramid. So that means the next exercise we're doing is holding that weight. And you've either got one foot behind you, or you've got a knee up, or you're standing in that split stance, and that weight is traveling the outside and back. And you are maintaining your breathing. Core tight, super, super tight. Either standing or seated with your knee up, or one leg dropped back behind you.
I'm keeping my core tight. I'm not breathing down into the very bottom, am I?
Not necessarily true. That's how it feels like at first before we get the hang of it. And it's a challenging technique for sure. And it's just because, switch there, gang, switch sides. And that's a really great question, is lots of us use our diaphragm to help us stiffen up our spine. And your diaphragm contracting, so when we breathe out, does help stiffen your spine. And that stiff spine is what core stability is all about. So there's no movement through it. And that's one of the reasons why it can be helpful to breathe out when you exert effort. So when you go to stand up, it helps you stiffen your spine so you have more strength through your legs. However, we also have to get good at being able to engage our core without our diaphragm, so our diaphragm can keep doing those breaths. So you might think of it, we talk about maximal effort a lot. If you think about, okay, I'm tightening my core, that's your 10 out of 10, it's maximum. Okay, try tightening it just a little bit. You can feel it, like you're trying to squeeze your belly button. And practice holding that and then taking that deep breath. And it might not be your deepest breath, but a deeper breath than what feels normal.
Okay.
And rest there. Even though I think I horrifically lost count on that. I was doing so good, guys. So
No
good.
comment.
It couldn't last.
No comment.
Just keep it to yourself. Okay, that last exercise we have, remember, either hands, fingers just behind your ears or on your hips. And you can do, we're just gonna lean to the side. You can lift up that knee slightly. If it feels too challenging to lift up the knee, try just lifting up your heel. So we're offloading that foot a little bit. Or you got the hands behind your ears and you can try to touch elbow to knee. But don't actually, because I don't want you leaning forward, right? We want to keep that upright spine and just lean to the side without leaning forward. That's the difference. And keep breathing.
That one I don't do because that's more spot on the side.
Keep up your breathing, gang.
So that's bending my spine sideways up here. That one I don't do.
Yeah, and remember, you are in control of the range of motion, right? So if getting to here hurts, or you've been told be cautious with how much you bend your spine, just go that tiny little ways, just enough that you feel that tension.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's almost like you're kind of just rocking back and forth rather than bending. Okay, rest there, gang. So before we actually stretch today, Karen brought up a really good point about keeping your core tight while we breathe. So just take one hand and put it on your belly. Take your other hand and put it on your lower back. Now, I want you to think about tightening. So tighten up that core. You shouldn't feel, it's not sucking in the belly. Okay, your belly should almost push out against your hand a little bit. So gently just tighten that core. You should feel it kind of stiffen up, tighten up a little bit underneath your hands. And then practice trying to take that breath. So do your best, try to keep that core tight. As you breathe in, fill up that belly and breathe out. You might find you can feel it tighten and then it loosens off, then it tightens again and then it loosens off. That's okay. That's part of the learning process for those muscles. And relax. Great thing to practice. Being able to engage the core and take a belly breath. Challenging to do, but well worth the practice. Okay? Now, time to stretch. I thought for sure there would be more cheering than that. My goodness. Take one hand, push it down to the ground, reach the other up. If you cannot reach your hand up, then just put it across your body and just push that arm down. Whatever feels good for you. And slowly switch arms, reach. Maintain your breathing pattern through our stretching, gang. And slowly bring that arm down. Stretch one leg forward, reach. How did everyone feel in today's class?
Wonderful.
Good.
Good, good, good.
Awesome.
That was good, Joel. Thanks.
Oh, of course. You guys
My
did
nose is
awesome.
tired.
Your what is tired?
My nose.
Those is
Because
I've never been able to breathe.
this how many on this? It's 43 people in the class.
and slowly switch legs. 43 of us. That's amazing.
Yeah,
Look how many people are dedicated to their health.
yeah.
Great job, gang.
And my triceps say hello.
Yeah. Hello, triceps.
Mine
Gotta
said
tell them you
goodbye.
did great work today.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Hit button on again, because
All right, slowly come out of that stretch. Now you can put, drop one leg back behind you or just turn sideways in your seat, whatever feels best for you. Did anyone experience any aches or pains throughout the class?
Nope.
In my groin,
Not
again,
any new ones anyways.
both sides.
Yeah.
Okay, from the circles?
Yeah. Yeah, in my groin too,
I'm in my shoulder.
the back of my neck.
Back of your neck is a little bit sore.
It was.
Oh, but now it's kind of loosened
Yeah.
off. Okay, great. So that's a great sign. And same thing with the groin. Is it feeling sore now?
No.
Right
No,
now,
but
when I stretch down my leg, when I drop it, it doesn't, it relieves it.
Good. Good. Now switch legs. So that soreness, when we feel those kinds of soreness, gang, and it doesn't go into pain, pain makes you want to stop it. And
That's
it's
what
sharp.
happens to me. I want to stop, yeah.
It grabs you, hey?
I lift, I can't lift too often because it is painful.
Yeah. Have you been using the rolling pin on your thigh?
Well, when we exercise, yes. Other times I don't remember to. So
Okay. Yeah, because I want you getting that rolling pin on that thigh muscle and
Yeah.
make sure that that leg is a bit straight so it helps open it up. And then practicing this movement too, this stretch. That
Yeah.
should really, really help.
right. And on the inside as well, right? Rolling pin.
Yeah. And when I say on the inside, it's not actually kind of in the groin area. It's kind of that halfway in between of the top and the underside.
Oh, right, right.
If you, and this is for everybody, because rolling is so good, especially for your knees, if you roll above the knee, that length of the muscle. Now, when you straighten your leg and you kind of, here's my kneecap. Now there's the outside of the kneecap that runs all the way up. There's a muscle there. But then on the inside of the kneecap, there's this section of muscle that runs all the way up.
Mhm.
Okay. You want to be getting that muscle that's more on the inside. And you can usually feel it. That's usually one where you kind of poke a little bit harder and you go, ooh, that's tender.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's what you want to roll. And not rolling where it feels like someone's just rubbing their hand. It's got to feel a little bit sore. It shouldn't be excruciating because that's just going to bruise it, but it should feel uncomfortable when you are rolling.
Back and forth, forward and back.
Yeah, forward and back
Right.
along the length of that muscle.
Great, thanks, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just don't want to.
Now,
Bill, my shoulder is hurting and it's hurt all week since Monday. So I had exercise on Monday, but a different one. And
oh
it
no.
sort of feels like it's, hurts in here and in here. I don't know. It's not my rotator cuff, I don't think, but it hurts quite a bit.
Okay.
So I'm not able to go up like that.
Okay, so everybody, take your hand. Now, I'm going to show you. So on my arm, and maybe I'll even come closer. Get ready for a close-up of my armpit. So you've got your armpit, right? This is kind of where the chest muscle, that pec muscle starts. And then this is kind of where my shoulder blade is. Take your hand, and if I bring my arm down, you'll see there's that crease. There's that crease of your armpit.
Yeah.
Right, that little V.
Yeah.
If you dig your finger in there, is that sore?
Yeah. Yeah, that is sore.
Lord.
Yeah.
So that's a muscle called your subscapularis. And if you think about your shoulder blade, it's on the front side of your shoulder blade, and it's responsible for turning your arm inwards. So you can think, if our chest gets tight, which it does with breathing issues, pulls the shoulders in, that muscle gets tight and sore. And so often when your shoulder hurts and it hurts to bring it up, oftentimes loosening off this muscle will help.
So just work at it.
Yep, if you've got a golf ball, get a
Right.
golf ball right in your armpit and you can just gently rub your arm back and forth. Or you can actually rub the ball in there. It might feel a little bruised the next day. That's okay, because that's a muscle that doesn't, it's so hard to stretch it. And it rarely gets massaged. So for all of you, if you ever get some shoulder pain, and just for most of us, sitting and breathing difficulties, we have a tight chest, really helpful to massage this muscle out. Okay, and again, if it's difficult to get your arm across, getting that golf ball in there can really help too.
How about
Okay.
thumbs up, thumbs down?
Sorry.
How about thumbs up, thumbs down? That movement.
Are you trying to give me a thumbs up, Rick?
Well, you always get two, but I'm just saying.
Oh,
But it's that twisting motion that you were saying. If you go thumbs up, thumbs down.
I can
Yeah,
really
so
feel it.
it's
I can really feel what you're
responsible.
saying.
Yeah.
You'll be able to feel it a bit more. So if you kind of put your finger there and rotate, that'll
not
help
sore,
massage
but
it
I'm
out as
just-
well. Yeah, that was it. Does it more as this movement
Oh,
pulling in. It was just easier to show you guys, but you'll feel it here and you'll feel it when you kind of pull that arm across.
Mhm.
I'm hurting.
So you
down
guys
the
have
arm.
some homework for the weekend.
I'm hurting down the arm.
So fun.
What is there, Jill?
At your tricep
Right here,
and maybe even,
where it's connected to where it's hitting the bone.
yeah, you want to stay up a little bit higher and it'll help loosen off further down, Clancy. Sometimes when it's really sore in one spot, the pain or soreness refers, meaning it spreads to a larger area than where the actual issue is.
Okay.
So sometimes if you're feeling like, why is my bicep so sore? Why is my arm sore? And the problem is actually up in your shoulder. But that's just how our nerves work. It spreads. And then as things heal, it starts receding and then it might feel a little bit more painful because now it's localized. That can be a sign of healing.
Thank you, Jill. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everybody. Have a